Hello, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is Hiring Tips from the Folks at Google. Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, and Jonathan Rosenberg, a former senior vice president at Google, teamed up to write How Google Works. And in this book are 9 sets of do's and don'ts when making hiring decisions. Let's look at the first 3 do's and don'ts with a bit of commentary from yours truly. Do hire people who are smarter and more knowledgeable than you are. Don't hire people you can't learn from or be challenged by. Now, that's an interesting bit of advice. Would you be afraid of being surrounded by people who are smarter than you? Would you prefer to have employees you could simply give orders and directions to and have them follow them? If that's the case, maybe you take this one slowly but surely and hire one person who will challenge you. You may find that sufficiently invigorating that you'll hire another and another like that. Okay, moving on to the next set of do's and don'ts. Do hire people who will add value to the product and your culture. Don't hire people who won't contribute well to both. Well, how could you know if the person sitting in front of you will add value to your product and culture? Well, one simple way is to ask point blank, Fred, you know what we do here. How could you add to the product itself and to our culture? Another way you could determine this, and this is a shameless plug alert, is to use our employee testing service. Our 200-question test will definitely let you know if your candidate is capable of this kind of contribution. And just as, if not more importantly, the test will let you know who will take steps to poison your culture. Yes, they are out there. So here's a link to watch our short video that explains our testing service. whytesting.com. That's whytesting.com. And here's the last set of do's and don'ts. Do hire people who will get things done. Don't hire people who think only about problems. And probably the best way to determine this is to hire someone for a short stint with you. A conditional hire for a few days or a couple of weeks should give you an idea if your candidate is oriented towards getting things done or is a problem sponge. I just made that up. Problem sponge, but I bet you've had a few of those working for you before. In the next 2 hiring tips, we'll take up the other do's and don'ts from the folks at Google. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company. Thanks for listening.